would like to welcome all of those that are in attendance to our Crestwood School District Board of Education regular board meeting, which is dated for today's date, Monday, February 22nd of 2021, and ask Najah to take roll.
Okay, did you want me to do roll for the study session, closing out the study session first, and then do roll for?
Yes, please. Thank you.
So, Gary?
Yes.
Ms. Elzayat?
Yes.
Ms. Fawaz?
Yes.
Mr. Garcia?
Yes.
Myself, Ms. Kaminsky?
Yes.
Mr. Saba?
Yes.
Okay.
All right. And then with that, we will go right into our board meeting. So with that, I will ask that we acknowledge the Pledge of Allegiance and then ask for the reading of our consent agenda.
So the recommended action, the Board of Education approval is recommended for the items listed on the consent agenda, which include the amended February 22nd, 2021 board agenda, the minutes from the study session on Monday, February 8th, 2021, the minutes from the regular meeting on Monday, February 8th, 2021, and the minutes from the special meeting on Thursday, February 11th, 2021.
Support.
Okay, so we have a motion from Najah, and it is supported by Nadia, that the Board of Education approval is recommended for the items listed on the consent agenda, which include the February 22nd, 2021 board agenda, the minutes from the study session on Monday, February 8th, 2021, the minutes from the regular meeting on Monday, February 8th, 2021, and the minutes from the special meeting on Thursday, February 11th, 2021. All those in favor signify by stating aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? And then we'll ask for a roll call from Najah.
I believe you had one yay, Mr. Chair.
Mrs. Berry?
Yes.
Ms. Elzayat?
Yes.
Ms. Fawaz?
Nay.
Mr. Garcia?
Yes.
Ms. Kaminsky?
Yes.
Mr. Saba?
Yay.
Was that a yes or no?
Yes. Yay. Yes.
Okay, thank you. All right. And from there, we will now move on to our business report. We want to thank Dr. Youssef for taking over since Mrs. Morgan is out of town on business, or out of town.
You're on mute.
Oh, you're on mute.
I got it. There we go. Okay. I'm not used to speaking this early. Okay. Let me pull this back up again. All right. Thank you, Mr. President. So I will be presenting the business report from Ms. Morgan, our Director of Business and Operations. We have 2 action items for approval, and we have no informational items today. The first action item for approval is approval of requisitions. The attached list of requisitions are items that buildings or departments would like to purchase for their upcoming needs. The requisitions have gone through all of the appropriate approval processes and have been approved by administration for purchase. In addition, there are funds available to make these purchases. In addition, there are funds available to make, oh, that's twice, sorry. Once the requisitions are approved, they will be processed and purchase orders will be sent out.
Mr. Chair,
Nadia.
I move that the Crestwood Board of Education approve the requisition as per attachment for A1.
Support.
And there is support from Sue. The Board of Education, the Crestwood Board of Education approved the requisitions as per attachment for A1. All those in favor signify by stating aye.
I have a question,
Aye.
Mr. Chair, please.
Okay, I'm sorry, I apologize. Mr. or Mo, yes, you have a question.
Dr. Marsal on the line item for Melvindale. Can you please talk about that a little bit?
All right. I'm pulling it up right now. Sorry, I'm still. Melvindale Public Schools. Okay, we are in a joint partnership with Melvindale Schools with our director of our supervisor of food services. So this is part of our food purchase order that that Melvindale Schools purchase, and then we reimburse them.
Thank you.
All right. I believe I just saw a little hand pop up here. So the only one I see is Nadia, or I'm sorry, Sue.
Yes. Was Mr. Saba, was there regarding the reimbursement for Martha Herringshaw?
Correct.
Okay, we do make three $24,000 payments, and I did talk to Penny about that yesterday.
Did you say 24,000 for?
Yes, three $24,000 payments. That pays for Marty's salary.
Salary. Okay, so
Yeah,
now, yeah,
it's a shared services.
Yep.
okay, that makes sense.
Now-
Is there a discount in these shared services, Dr. Masalam? Is there a purpose for it, or is this something that we should be doing on our own? I'm not sure.
So it's great question, Trustee Sabal. We are moving forward where next year, Miss Herrenshaw will be retiring at the end of this year. So we are going to be running our own food services program next year. We will not be sharing with any other districts. So there was somewhat of a cost savings. I don't have that direct amount. Mrs. Borkin could possibly get that for you. But moreover, in order to be a little bit more systematic and systemic in our systems, we feel that we need to have our own independent food services supervisor, and we will be moving in that direction for the 21-22 school year.
Thank you.
I agree. Thank
Also,
you.
if I could for the board, because I know at least two, maybe even three members were not here. This was something that the Board of Education had done one time as a cost savings measure, was the shared services. And for those of you, and I'm sure all of you, or you should be aware that, a lot of municipalities had to enter into shared services. So cities with cities, school districts, other school districts. I'll bring an example: a bulk purchase of paper, bulk purchase of toilet paper, or custodial supplies. And at that point in time, the shared services regarding food service was something that we were seeing a cost savings. But after a meeting on, I believe, Wednesday with the finance, we see that if we go back to what it is that we were doing originally, we will still continue to see a savings, but we'll have someone that's completely dedicated to our district and be responsible to us. Where here they still are, but they're servicing another district, so it's a shared time. So here now we will have someone completely dedicated to us, like we need, because we're a growing district.
Is this a separate? I'm sorry, Mr. Chairman. Is this?
I'm sorry, just one second. I had another hand pop up before. I heard you, but another hand popped up. And I'm going to, Miss Najah, no or yes?
Yeah, I would say Mo, if Trustee Sable wants to finish, and then I can.
Okay, go ahead. I'm sorry. Then go ahead, Mo.
Thank you, Trustee Janelle. Is this a separate cost center that we're going to be establishing? The reason I'm asking, based on what you're saying, Mr. Chairman, is this an opportunity for the district to establish a different setup or a different cost center where we could take advantage of this going forward with other school districts, smaller school districts in the area?
Well, I'm gonna allow for the doctor to enter or to answer some of that. But what I will say is that we're a large district, and I know in the past we did have a food services director that not only ran that department but provided a lot of other services that were community based. And it once that individual had left, it was the thought of the district and the administration to consolidate that service and share it with another district. Is it something that we would probably want to look at sharing again or absorbing someone else? I'm going to digress and allow for the superintendent to answer, but I think it might be a little bit too early for us to do that. We may want to wait until after.
Can I comment?
Maybe June to go into that. Hang on, Nadia. Let me allow for Dr. Salam to answer if he'd like. If not, we can always table. Or I'm sorry, we can always bring this back for a study session for some better clarification, since our business manager is not here as well.
What I can say is this: there's two ways we look at cost-effective analysis. The first way we look at cost-effective analysis is it worth making a move because it's cost-effective, we can save money and still service our students with top-tier service? Or is it cost-effective, but we can't serve our students with top-tier service? So what I can say, Trustee Sable, is that nothing is off the table, and we will review it. But ultimately, whatever we bring back to the board, there will be times we bring things back to the board that may cost us a little bit more, but gives us top-tier services to our district. And with our Title I and at-risk funding increasing each year, because the number of students that are eligible for free and reduced lunch, as a school district, there's a lot for us to do now that I don't believe the district was responsible for 10 years ago. and we have to be very, very systematic in how we report, support, and do our breakfast and lunch programs. So if sharing will give us a cost savings and we don't have to reduce the support we give our students, that is always an option. But we will review and we'll come back with something.
If Ms. Morgan needs any guidance or any assistance from supply chain management perspective and profit center or cost center perspective, I'd be more than happy to assist her in helping set that, if that is something that we're looking to do in the future, just so you know.
Definitely. I will share the information with Ms. Morgan, and I'll have Ms. Morgan put something together for the board.
Yeah, I think that would be something that would go to the board and then to the finance committee. So we have to be very careful on where we, how we get involved in something like that when it comes to putting our fingers into too many pies. Naja, you had a question, and then Nadia. Are those hands still up or no?
Yeah.
Okay,
I
go
just,
ahead.
go ahead, Najah.
Yeah, sorry, Nadia.
Okay.
Naja?
My thing is, with this whole, I mean, I just from having experience, and you know, with the whole food service department, technically the shared thing was supposed to save money, but at the same time, our food service also has assistants, and yet our food service director is really only in the district, not on a full-time basis, which I feel like Dr. Masan was saying, doesn't show our students the kind of attention that they need. So I personally would not like to see something like that be shared. I don't feel like it benefits. Even if we were to save a little bit of money, I feel like it's an important department that we could also be making even more money in that area if we have somebody giving their undivided attention to it. So, but again, I mean, I know we weren't really discussing, we kind of gone off track on that, which we're just
Yes.
approve.
Nope.
But if you want to, I'll end it
I have it, Mr. Chair, I have it noted, and it will be something that we'll follow up on for the board.
Okay, thank you. Nadia, does that suffice for you?
That suffices. Thank you. I just would rather keep it in-house. Thank you.
You got it. Yes. Okay. And then with that, still, Doctor, it's you're on deck.
I believe you got to finish the vote, Mr. Chair. My
Yes.
apologies.
table.
I'm sorry.
We have a
I
motion.
believe-
So
Okay, you're all set. Okay. So with that, all those in favor signify by stating aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed?
nay.
Okay, so we can get a roll call vote, please.
Mrs. Berry,
Yes.
Mrs. Elzayat,
Yes.
Mrs. Fawaz,
Nay.
Mr. Garcia,
Yes.
myself, Mrs. Kaminsky,
Yes.
Mr. Sabo.
Yes.
All right, and the motion passes. Okay.
Mr. Chair, thank you. Thank you, board. Next item for approval is approval of refunding resolution. At 1 p.m. on February 22nd, 2021, the bond bids were opened. 4 companies placed a competitive bid for the purchase of our bonds. Upon review by PFM, our bond financial counsel and Thurn Bond legal counsel have recommended that the district award the bid to Northland Securities as per attached documentation.
Mr. Chair,
Okay, so yes, Nadia.
I move that the Crestwood Board of Education approve the attached resolution to refund the 2011 debt. See attachment 4A2.
And do I have support?
Support.
Support from Danielle. And I'm going to ask, since I don't have it in front of me, Madam Secretary Najah, would you please read the motion?
So recommended. Sorry.
That's okay. You're fine.
That the Crestwood Board of Education approve the attached resolution to refund the 2011 debt. See attachment 4A2.
All right. Thank you, Nadia. Are there any questions? Hearing none. All those in favor signify by stating aye.
Aye.
Any opposed?
Just a continuum of my abstention, Mr. Chair, from the previous vote. So I abstain this vote.
Okay. Can we get a roll call, please?
Sorry, Mrs. Berry,
Yes.
Mrs. Elzayat,
Yes.
Mrs. Fawaz,
Yes.
Mr. Garcia,
Yes.
myself, yes, Mrs. Kaminsky,
Yes.
and Mr. Sabah.
I abstain.
Motion passes.
All right, thank you. The motion passes. All right, we are now moving on to our Director of Human Resources and Student Services, Dr. Lazar. Good evening.
Hello, how are you today?
I'm doing well. We welcome you.
Thank you. We
All
have
right.
a quick, easy action item today. It's for a change in classification in the GSRP program for the lead teacher position for Miss Jennifer Hawari. Miss Hawari has been working in the GSRP program with Crestwood Schools for 4 years.
All right, thank you very much. And with that, we will be looking for a motion, or I'm sorry, yes, a motion.
Mr. Chair,
Nadia.
I move that the Crestwood Board of Education approve the change in the classification of Jennifer Hawari from associate teacher to lead teacher, GSRP salary schedule, step 1.
All right, in support.
I support.
I heard from Mo, and the motion is that the Crestwood Board of Education approve the change in classification for Jennifer Harari from associate teacher to lead teacher, GSRP salary schedule, step 1. Are there any questions? Hearing none, all those in favor, signify by state. I'm sorry. I hear a lot of background noise. I'm sorry. All those in favor signify by stating aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, I'm going to ask for a roll call, and someone has a microphone on with.
That's not your basement.
Okay, now it's gone. Okay, Madam Secretary, or Najah, would you take a roll?
Yep, Mrs. Berry,
Yes.
Mrs. Elzayat,
Yes.
Mrs. Fawaz,
Yes.
Mr. Garcia,
Yes.
myself, yes, Mrs. Kaminsky,
Yes.
Mr. Sabah.
Yes.
All right, and the motion passes. Okay. Well, that was easy.
Yep, that's all I got.
All right, thank you very much, and we appreciate your service and what it is that you do. So thank you for keeping us posted on all the
Thank
news in the district. You got it. All right, we are moving quickly. We are on to our superintendent. So with that, I will graciously turn it over to our superintendent of schools, Dr. Musalam.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Thank you, Board of Education. So we have one action item for this evening and 2 informational items, plus some updates. So our action item is 2021 Reintegration Plan. On February 9th, a survey went out to parents asking them to choose the hybrid learning plan or the complete virtual learning plan for their students to finish out this school year. We would like to recommend that the Board of Education consider the information and choose one of the recommended action plans listed below.
Mr. Chair,
And Nadia.
I move to approve and commence with the reintegration plan. That's right?
Mhm.
Because 1 is not the one that we read. 2
No.
is what we read.
One is the plan that's currently in place. 2 is the new reintegration plan that was presented at the study session, reviewed, discussed last study session, this study session, and what the survey is based on.
Okay, to approve and commence with the reintegration plan as presented by the superintendent of schools through the end of the 2021 school year with the review of the second school board meeting each month.
Support.
And we have support from Sue that the Crestwood Board of Education choose to approve and commence with the reintegration plan as presented by the superintendent of schools through the end of 2020-2021 school year with a review at the second school board meeting of each month. Are there any questions?
Mr. Chair,
Nadia.
Dr. Musalam, so you will bring back the information that we talked about today and give us an update before this.
Yes,
I'll
Trustee
start.
Chair. Yep.
Okay.
So what will happen is, if the board approves to move forward, the administration team is ready to go to break down the information. Well, they already started breaking down the information, but we will have all the information broken down by grade level, and we will prepare all of the letters and communication to the families, the board, so that it will be very consistent and systematic, and all of the information the board has requested will be public to all members of the community.
So one more thing, I'm sorry, I probably should have said this first. Do I need to amend anything that talks about the soft start that we were discussing, or should we just vote on it and then you'll bring it back to us?
I will, if you vote on it, I can bring it, or I can
Okay.
bring it up now. It's whatever at the pleasure of the board.
I would say that we stick with the motion that's at hand, and then the administration, of course, will then bring back, the information later. I think right now is just being able to say that we have this, we concur with what it has been presented. And
Well, we wanted to make some adjustments. I just want to be clear on that.
well, I believe, and I'm not speaking on behalf of Dr. Musalam, but I mean, all of what's been stated by the board has definitely been noted by the superintendent. And I think the thing that's really important here is noting that it's, I don't know if I want to use the word fluid, but, there's room here, and it's room for this plan to work and to grow within our district.
And if the board would like, after the vote, I can share the change in dates with the whole community, as well as discuss what the soft start rec is, and then also discuss a possibility of looking at the calendar to help the youngest kids come back a little earlier.
That's perfect. Thank you so much.
Very welcome.
Thank you, Dr. Youssef. Thank you, Nadia. Okay, are there any other questions Oh, I'm sorry, Danielle?
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
So, Dr. Musalam, just a couple of questions. Are arrangements being made for teachers who don't have classrooms?
Yes. The administrators and principals, we had the conversation today. They've already been in discussion and they're moving some things around. As the board knows, we have a good problem. We have more kids than we have space. So we're maneuvering some library space, some media center space, some different spaces that weren't original classrooms into spaces to be used as a classroom. And because of the numbers, we'll be able to do that. And that this is going to be something that we will have to, once we get rolling with this new integration plan, the conversation next as a board is looking at logistics and space and how to fit all of our students. So the short answer is yes, we are in the process of identifying those spaces.
Okay, and just to clear up for any of the parents that are listening, can you please explain if a teacher can't make it to work that day, will they be teaching from home?
So what will happen is if teachers are ill, if they're sick, it'll be treated as a regular sick day. So they will have to put in a sick day in their attendance, and we will have substitutes. So to go back a step, we're going to have substitutes assigned to buildings for quick turnaround. And these are going to be substitutes that we've used in the past that are on the preferred list. To jump forward, if a teacher is out ill, they're out ill. They have to provide lesson plans for the substitute for the face-to-face students, and they have to submit asynchronous work for the students online. And then we've asked all administrators that anyone that is going to be out more than one day to work with their team so that those students that are getting asynchronous work online are not just getting asynchronous work for multiple days. So Dr. Lazar is working with the building administrators to, work with them to ensure that those classrooms are covered. If a teacher is not out ill, okay, because we're living in the world of COVID, and they come into contact with someone with COVID and they feel that they have to quarantine or they have to be placed in isolation, but they're not sick, there will be lesson plans for the students that are face-to-face with a substitute, but they will run the online instruction for the students that are online. So the whole idea is that if they're in quarantine, they will run the online instruction, a substitute will run the face-to-face instruction. If they are ill, they are to put in a sick day, have lesson plans for a substitute face-to-face, and they have to give the students asynchronous work to work online. So it will go into the system as a sick day.
Thank you. And Mr. Chair, just a point of order. I believe Dr. Musalam should discuss the changes before we take the vote, because the way that the motion reads is that we're voting on what is presented by Dr. Musalam.
And I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that because
outline those before we take the vote.
I think I'm okay with that vote, if you don't mind. And because he said he'll bring it back to us.
Yeah, I would say that, because they're going to be change. I mean, there's definitely going to be changes, as we progress forward. So this is to say that a plan has been presented. but I think it has been noted, several times that, there will be some change. There will be some change to specific, for certain families and for certain buildings.
So I believe the recommended action talks about the board reviewing every month,
Every 2 months.
every 2 months.
No,
Okay.
it's a second board meeting every month.
Or every
Yeah,
month. Second board meeting. Yes.
By law, we have to have a vote every
Yes.
30 days, no matter
Right.
what we decide.
Right, so maybe what we can do is, because we know of some of the changes now, we can discuss the changes that we know of for sure. And then every month when we review, as there's changes added on, we can add those changes as part of the vote.
I'm trying to see if I understand that.
Basically amending it. Right,
If
Danielle?
it's going to be a fluid document, if it's going to be changing, would the board need to approve the changes every time they're changed or not?
Well, yes, because they're going to be bringing these things back to us every month.
Right, so what I'm saying is, because we know the changes now from what was presented at the last meeting, can we not have Dr. Mosallam discuss those changes? We vote on that plan that we all know is for sure staying in the plan. And then if anything else changes, we bring them back and we vote on them.
If I can
I
comment.
guess it's a point of order. I really don't know the rule, but if we're going to come back every month and vote on changes, and we already know right now that there are some changes to the plan because of the results of the study session, can we just have Dr. Mosallam outline those?
Well, we still have the motion here, and definitely the motion will stand, and then Dr. Mosallam can discuss some of the changes that have occurred. But yeah, the motion still will stand. I mean, I because it is fluid. You're correct. It is a fluid document, or it is a fluid reintegration program. But the motion will stay the same.
Correct.
And then Solemn can elaborate just on a few of the changes that have taken place.
You want to do that before the vote or after, you're saying?
It's gonna one way or another. I mean, there's gonna have to be a final vote on this. So I mean, we can vote on it now, and then he can highlight it as an informational item at the end, or we can allow for the time to have you present, Doctor, if that's what you would like to do.
I'm comfortable.
I think there were just a couple of things.
Yeah, I'm comfortable either way. I mean, I think I don't want to speak for anyone, and I understand where Trustee Barry's coming, and I understand where Trustee Alzaz coming from. Trustee Barry's coming from, we discussed this in the study session. It was reviewed. We vote on it now, and then the highlights are given. And then Trustee Alzaz's position is very similar. It's that discuss the highlights real quick and then vote. So either way, I don't think there is like a
true point.
It's really the
Board's
choice of the
discretion.
board. Yeah, the board's discretion.
I'm good either way. I just wanted to make sure that it wasn't something that we had to do. That we
Okay.
weren't.
And then what we can do is this. Let's go ahead and vote on the motion, and then what we can do is a highlight, Dr. Mosallam, if you wouldn't mind highlighting for the community, because I did want to say a few things at the end of this one. So, okay. So with that, I believe I had one more hand. I'm sorry, Nadia, but Naja, did you have your hand up?
I guess here's my thing. If the idea behind the whole plan is to see what's working and what's not, we only have, you're talking maybe 3 more, well, to a meeting that's going to really make a difference. If you're talking about voting on it every second, to have to come back to the board every time you want to tweak something, I'm just wondering, is that really feasible? I mean, if you find that it's not working, I'm just asking, like, Dr. Mosallam, like, I mean, if
I can answer that.
that really
Because the law says that we have to have a vote every 30 days.
Yeah.
So what would happen is in the next board meeting, the second board meeting of, what do we get into, March? I forget where we're at.
March.
March 1st. March 1st.
Would it be March 1st or would it be?
Yeah.
No,
March
it'd be
1st.
Oh.
The 22nd is today. Whoops. Sorry. I think you're right. It's 2 weeks after that.
2 weeks after.
The 8th.
Yeah.
Okay, I see
So
what you're saying.
what would come up at that point would be 2021 reintegration plan with updates or continued as is.
Yeah,
And
but I'm
so
saying
what-
we're voting on it on the 8th. Technically, the 30 days would not be until the following meeting, the 22nd.
No,
but-
if there was a major change we needed a vote on, we could.
Yes. And then your 30 days kicks in. So by doing it the second board meeting of every month then we're covered within those 30 days. Because once the board votes on it, we upload to the state whatever our plan is, and then the board vote.
Okay. I mean, I don't see a big deal with kind of going over what, I mean, I understand, I think maybe amending the motion. 'Cause
Well,
that's-
I don't think the motion needs to be amended. I mean, I don't believe the motion needs to be amended. I think the plan has already been presented to the board, so that's where it is. I think it's just a matter of making sure that the community, and help me, Danielle, if this is, and I think that's where you're going, is just making sure the community is aware of some of the changes that have occurred within the last
2 weeks.
3 hours or 2 weeks. Yeah.
Exactly, couple hours, just for for people, just
So-
for our community members that couldn't make it to the study session. Just,
Yeah.
to let them know there are a couple things that are going to be changed.
Yes. Okay. So what we can do is that we can take the final vote, and then we can allow, of course, Dr. Musalam to recap and then follow up with his informational items. So with that, all those in favor signify by stating aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, I still didn't hear everybody. So Najah, I'll ask for just a roll call.
Mrs. Berry,
Yes.
Ms. Elzayat,
Yes.
I can't hear.
Lots of background noise.
I'm hearing.
Is it to me?
yeah,
I don't know who it is. Somebody has an open microphone. I'm hearing, because I only heard Mrs. Berry say yes.
And
That's the
Mrs.
last thing I heard.
yes, right?
I didn't hear that. So was it Mrs. El-Zayed next?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Mrs.
All right.
Fawad,
Yes.
Mr. Garcia,
Yes.
myself, yes, Mrs. Kaminsky,
Yes.
and Mr. Saba.
Yes.
Okay. I heard everybody that time. Okay. All right. And now what we'll do is, just because there were some changes, I will turn it over to our superintendent.
Thank you, President Garcia. Thank you, trustees. So I'm going to I want the community to know, I'm going to give a real brief update on some of the updates that we're making there. And the updates that we're making are more calendar based. There will be a complete updated version sent to all families by their individual schools with the schedule for their individual children. So that is coming. So I want the community to know that you will get that information very soon. So the first change has to do with Wednesdays. On the previous plan, we were going to alternate Wednesdays, either you're online or hybrid. Based on community discussions, staff discussions, we identified that it would be much more systematic and systemic and much more efficient if Wednesdays every week were virtual days. So Wednesdays will be virtual for everyone when the new plan starts. So that comes to the next thing. When does the new plan start? So March 15th, the week of March 15th will be a soft start for all elementary and
Nope.
Nope.
Sorry. I hate to interrupt you, but no.
no, yes.
I thought we were
Here,
looking
here,
at the date.
No, Trustee
ahead.
Bear. Allow me to finish, please.
Okay, sorry. Go ahead.
The week of March 15th will be a soft start for all elementary and orientation for grades 5 and 9. The committee will be looking at supporting an even earlier start for lower elementary, March 10, 11, and 12, which is prior to the March 15th week of the soft start. The reason why is because during March 8th is when progress reports and report cards are going to be due. So we want to work around those schedules. So it'll be a guaranteed soft start for the week of March 15th with supporting early L students earlier, March 10, 11, and 12. Okay. The reason why I'm saying it that way is because the March 15th schedule will look different than the March 10, 11th, and 12th days, because those will be smaller groups. Okay. Trustee Barry?
Okay.
Good. Good. I want to make sure. Okay.
Danielle, good.
Oh yeah, I was telling you he's gonna say it. I just wanted to let him finish. That's why I wish my shake was to you, Nadia. I wanted to let him finish.
I apologize about
That's
that.
okay.
Sorry.
No, it's okay. Just because the times are going to be different, and when we send out the information, it'll explain all of that. March 22nd, the week of March 22nd, we will start hybrid instruction for all elementary grades 5 and 9. So the students that chose the hybrid will start regular schedule during that time. And then at this point, again, this could change, but at this point, April 19th, we will start hybrid instruction for everyone that was and everyone who has not been at that point. So come April 19th, hybrid instruction will begin for grades 6 through 8 and grades 10 through 12. Those are the main changes. There will also be a small change for elementary, where when we get into our hybrid instruction starting March 22nd, there will be a time adjustment where virtual students will be starting earlier than hybrid face-to-face students, so that we can stagger the start time to support students in getting ready for the school day. All of this information with specific dates, specific times, and specific cohort assignments will be coming to the community well in advance so that everyone knows their schedule. Administration has everything ready to go. They just need to put the final touches, and they were waiting on the board vote this evening to move forward. We will also be supplying the community an assessment schedule if need be prior to spring break. So if there's anything else that the trustees would like me to add, please let me know.
Okay, so I will call on, okay, so that one go off. Nadia.
Danielle had mentioned, and I like that idea, depending on the class sizes, if we can just bring them all back together, because it seems like the numbers are low instead of waiting.
So just to clarify, so there's no misunderstanding by the community. In our reintegration plan, hybrid students were going to come back 2 days a week and then have 2 days online. Okay. What we're looking at is based on the numbers and based on space and based on logistics, instead of spreading students out over 4 days in A group and B group, if we can bring students back into one group 2 days a week, we will do that, which will help parents with efficiency. It'll also help the teachers as well and the students. But that is something that we will be putting together after this evening, because with all of the survey data, the administrators are breaking that survey data down by grade level, down by teacher, and down by hours, like in the middle school and the high school. So that information will be coming. That is a possibility, which will help for efficiency.
Thank you, Dr. Masal.
Thank you.
All right. Okay. Well, I think that explains it all. Well, it provides the information that's necessary.
Mr. Chair,
Very aware of what it is that is going on. So with that, do we have nothing else? All right. So what
Mr. Chair, I have one just before you give your closing comments.
I don't have any closing comments yet.
Okay. I just have one more question to add on. So I know we kind of discussed this earlier today too, but with what you're saying with the efficiency and the numbers and by grade level, instead of doing if we are going to make changes like that, if the numbers are low enough, why won't we be able to do the 4 days a week instead, like for the elementary?
So the reason why we don't want to do the 4 days is because when we submitted the reintegration plan to the community, they were under the premise that if they chose hybrid, it would only be 2 days a week. If we change it to 4 days a week, then it'll be disproportionate, because then people will want to change their choice, knowing that there's a possibility to take 4 days a week. And if the numbers go up dramatically, we will not be able to suffice supporting them in an efficient manner. And at this point, based on the survey data, we already have our teams working on that information, which would slow us down even more if we had to send out another survey. So for efficiency and consistency, we would like to keep it at the 2.
Okay.
All right. Okay. Well, thank you very much for your staff, as I had said it before in our study session, providing the information so that the members of the board could make a sound decision on how it is that we want to proceed and proceed specifically for the Crestwood School District. But most importantly, for allowing the parents to be involved and be engaged in helping provide information so that we did what was right for all. And then also, I want to personally thank you because there was a parent that reached out to me that was very upset and very nervous about what was going on. But as I told her, I said, this is the process. Just reach out. I'll reach out for you. And within, I think it was probably, I'm going to say 30 minutes, if not sooner, you and your team, and I think it was Andrea O'Hare, was already on top of the situation. So I won't tell the parent's name. I can say the first name, Veronica. So I'm hope that she is happy and satisfied with it because, of course, I think we all as board members want students back in school. I mean, that's where they should be. And sadly, no one's dealt with this, but now we are. And there's nothing perfect here. It's going to be trial and error. But I do believe that the staff here is working cautiously to make sure that we provide a safe, a clean, and a healthy environment for students to return to if they choose to return, and make sure that we have happy staff and happy students make happy parents and a happy board and happy administration. So thank you. All right. With that, I turn it back over to you for your closing.
Thank you. So some informational items. I'd like to congratulate Mr. Eugene Simmons, our custodian, retiring. So thank you, Mr. Simmons, for your years of service. Also, I would like to thank GSRP Associate Teacher Rachel Sullivan, who has resigned, and we wish you the best moving forward in your career. So we have some announcements real quick. So I want to congratulate Crestwood High School senior Zahrat Al-Tawaj, who has been accepted to Yale University as well as many other universities. This is a phenomenal feat. We're so excited. Yes. And I will tell you, here's the irony, if I may. I had a meeting with the counselors 24 hours before I got this message. And in the meeting, I said, listen, I want to hear that we got 5-6 kids going to Harvard every single year. This is a priority. And then I get this email the next day. And I said to the counselor, I should have asked for $1 million. So this is like $1 million. So congratulations to the family. I have not yet, but I will be reaching out to the family. So we're very proud of Zahra. We're also very proud of our Crestwood teachers and team that helped her get to this point. Of course, we thank her parents. We want to remind everyone, this is scholarship season. You need to apply for scholarships. As a former high school principal, I have always said, we can't pull the horse to water and force them to drink. So we need parents and seniors to help. Counselors are on top of it. Reach out to your counselors. There's tons of scholarships out there. And as a parent of a former senior and a current junior, trust me, I'm a superintendent. I still can't get them to always apply for all the scholarships I want them to apply for. So just letting everybody know this is scholarship season. We got to get on it. Athletics, I want to thank Mr. Mike Slay for doing a phenomenal job that he's doing as the athletic director, as well as assistant principal. He's really helping our athletic programs turn around. I got a beautiful message today from a coach who thanked him just for showing up to practice. He said, it's the little things that matter, Mr. Schley, and the fact that you showed up to check up on us really means a lot. So I want to give Mr. Schley and the entire athletic department kudos for that. I also want to congratulate, not sure if I did last board meeting, so I want to make sure I do today, Salah Jalad for his commitment in soccer for Lawrence Tech University. And also, I want to say thank you for the parents that made us aware of the issues we were having, but our live streaming is up and running. And as we promised, we are not charging subscriptions this year for the home events, but next year we're probably going to have to charge subscriptions. But we're working on not charging it as we move forward. Another announcement, just as a reminder, we work closely with the unions. They have worked very admirable with us in our calendars. Part of our growth process as a school district is we have to help our teachers and our administrators and everyone grow. And if we're going to be teachers, we also have to be learners. So just as a reminder, we have a professional development day, April 5th, and a professional development day, May 4th, just as a reminder so you're aware. And finally, Trustee, Mr. Chair Garcia, and the entire board, I do want to say, and you know, I always talk about the 95%, 5%. I used to say 90-10. Now I say 95-5. And I will say something. In times of struggle, your cream rises to the top. Okay? When we came out with this reintegration plan and I opened up the doors and I said, please let me know what you're thinking, I thank everyone who felt confident enough and safe enough to reach out to me. Because please know, my door is always open. We may not always agree. And a lot of times when we sit down at a table and we discuss, I give you my viewpoint as a superintendent of this globalistic view, and then you give me your viewpoint as a teacher, and we find that middle ground. I want to thank that 95% that came to me with solutions and not complaints. You're the reason why this district's going to be great. And you're the reason why we will be a lighthouse district. I care about Crestwood schools. I care about Crestwood kids. That's my focus, and that will be my focus until the board kicks me out. So thank you.
You're stuck with us.
Okay, thank you for that information. All right, Mr. Green, are you there?
I am here, Mr. Garcia.
All right, good evening, and thank you for your technical support. I just need to ask, do we have any questions, comments, or any phone calls from the general public?
We do have one request to be dialed into the meeting tonight.
All right, thank you. And may I ask who we may be speaking to?
This is Mira Rahal.
Mira Rahal. Okay, thank you.
So let's dial her.
And Danielle and Nadia, did you guys still have questions? I still see hands up. I apologize. I don't know. I can't clear it on my side. It's okay.
Comments.
Yeah, no, not yet. I'll give you a chance.
Okay.
Ed, do you want me to read the
Oh boy. You know what? Yeah, you know, I'll let her know 3 minutes and state her name and then thank you for reminding me. I didn't even think.
That's okay. I'll keep track of time.
All right, thank you. Good evening. Is this Mrs. Rahal?
Yeah, this is she.
Hi, good evening. My name is Mr. Garcia. I'm with the Crestwood School District Board of Education. We thank you for having a comment and concern that you wish to have addressed here at the Board of Education. I would just like to let you know that there is a 3-minute time limit, but we would allow you the opportunity to address your concerns right now.
Okay. So I just wanna make sure. Did you guys make the final decision that you're gonna send students? All elementary schools gonna start March 1st.
So there is a reintegration plan that has been set in place. Yes, there are specific dates, and what I'm going to do is I will allow for the superintendent to give those to you so that at least you'll have that information. And then if there's any other clarification, please feel free to reach out to your school tomorrow morning. But I think what the doctor here will give you will help you out a lot.
Okay, so you guys decide all elementary they're gonna start March 1st. And if somebody wants to change the decision, can he still change?
There is room to change, but I think probably what I would do, not to change the program, but if there's something specific, you would have to address that with the school. But let me allow the superintendent to address that concern. And are we still keeping track of time for her? Okay. Just stay on the line. Don't hang up.
Okay.
Good evening, Mrs. Rahal. This is Dr. Masalam, superintendent. So to answer your first question, elementary students you will be receiving all parents will be receiving a schedule from their schools very shortly.
Mm-hmm.
But just to give you a quick update, all elementary students will start a soft start program starting the week of March 15th. So students will start going back to school around March 15th. There will be specific details that will come home to you to let you know what days and what times. Your child may be able to come back a couple of days earlier as well. So that information will be coming. And then the second part of your question was, can parents change? The answer, I'm sorry, is no, because right now we have to develop a program that fits the numbers that the parents submitted in their surveys so that we can respect everyone's submission and we don't overpopulate the classrooms and not be able to follow the CDC rules.
Oh, okay. So you can't make the decision. You can't change.
Right now, no. I'm sorry, but
Oh.
as the process goes on, we'll continuously amend and make adjustments as needed.
Okay, so they're gonna start earlier, before March 15th.
March 15th, definitely, but there may be a possibility a few days earlier to help with students get used to going back to school.
Oh, okay, okay, okay.
Thank
Okay.
you.
Does that answer? Does that help in answering your questions?
Yeah, thank you so much.
You're very welcome. And we want to thank you for taking time out to reach out to us. Feel free at any time. And most importantly, be active in your school and be active with the Board of Education, because we definitely need your support. So thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Have a great night. All right. Okay. So I don't think there was any other phone calls. There were no other messages. So with that, I will ask, are there any questions from members of the board? And I will start with Mrs. Barry.
There's no questions, but there is a comment. I received a lot of messages yesterday or Saturday about the meet, the wrestling meet. I heard that they did really, really well. Mohammed Beydoun took first place. And congratulations to him. And I'm not bragging, but my nephew Amr Jafer, I have to give him kudos. He lost 1 out of the 9, so he did really well. And to Coach Hassan Al Sayed, huge thanks to him. He's really growing this program and doing a phenomenal job. And like Dr. Masalam said, I'm very proud of what I'm seeing with the sports program and what Mr. Schley, just seeing how involved he is and making them feel like he's a part of it is huge. So thank you to him for that. Thank you.
You're very welcome. Thank you, Nadia. Danielle, any questions or comments?
Couple of comments. First of all, I just wanted to say happy birthday to Kristen, to Najah, to Dr. Mosalam. We had a huge birthday week at the Crestwood District. And I just wanted to thank Dr. Mosalam for getting on that live stream. I did have a few parents who were texting me from the games, and they were having issues with some family who couldn't get in. And I just wanted to say thank you for getting right on it. They had the message come out right away. Before it even became a problem, it was resolved. So we appreciate that. And lastly, I just wanted to say to President Garcia,
yes,
thank you. And I appreciate the way you're running the meetings. I know it's not easy to do this virtually, but you're doing an amazing job. And, we appreciate it. We appreciate you trying to keep all the order with this madness.
Thank you. I appreciate that. Thank you very much, Danielle. I appreciate that. Salwa, any questions?
Thank you. No, actually, I'm all set. I like the integration plan details, and I like just being able to keep the community up to date. So as long as we keep doing that, I think we're good. Thank you.
You're very welcome. Thank you. Najah?
I actually want to say happy birthday. Well, first of all, thank you, Danielle, but I also know that Linda has a birthday coming up as well. So happy birthday to Linda. And you didn't miss that one, Linda. I also want to say thank you to Mr. Schley as well, because I know that, I know I've said it before, but, just from a parent of a student athlete in the past, I know that we have come a long, long way. So I cannot appreciate, that I'm just really happy. And I can't wait to see where he takes the program. Well, all of the, the athletic department in general. So thank you to him and thank you to everybody, and have a great night, everybody. Look, it's 8:00, you guys.
I know. We're moving quick. Thank you, Najah. Sue, any comments or questions?
Yes. I noticed in my memories on Facebook that the tin can raffle would be going on right about this time. So yes. I just wanted to say that I kind of missed the tin can raffle. It's always a really good time, and hopefully next year things will be normal and we'll be having one again. And then also with all the birthdays that we've already mentioned, certainly happy birthday, everyone. And former board member Colleen Krasanik's birthday's today. So happy birthday to her as well.
She's 25 all over again.
She is.
All right. Thank you, Sue. Thank you. Mo,
I
any
have
questions?
nothing. No,
All
nothing to add. Thank you.
All right, thank you. Yes, I just want to just say a few things. All of you during our study session brought up some very good questions and good concerns that you have. So that's important. A lot of the decisions we will make will be based on data that the administration brings forward to us. So it's important for us to make sure that we look at that. It will help us in making the decisions to drive this district forward. And I think I thank Dr. Youssef for saying this. I think I've said it. I know Nadia has said it. We want this district to thrive. We want other districts to want to be like Crestwood. We want, and I'm saying we, because this is a team effort. And for those that are sitting out there this evening watching us live or will see us on YouTube, we want our community to be part of our team. We want people to want to come here. We want real estate agents like Dave Abdella to say, my gosh, I'm selling houses left and right, and I've got a list of people wanting to come to Dearborn Heights because of the school district, because of the Crestwood School District to be specific. And we want others to emulate or want to emulate us. So it's important that we work together collectively as a team to push Crestwood into the future. And I think this is a great start. Of course, no one ever thought of COVID. No one ever thought that we'd be doing what it is that we're doing now, but sadly we are. And there may be some good, there may be some bad, but we're going to look at all of the good and we'll tweak the bad to make it good for Crestwood. So again, thank you, Dr. Musalam, for your work and to your team. And then I thank the community because I know the last meeting lasted until 10 o'clock at night. So thank you to the community for calling. Thank you for the community that provided the questions and the concerns and the comments, because I think we all agree that the classroom is where kids need to be during the school year. And, learning is the key. Learning is the key to everything. So thank you. And I will take a motion or entertain a motion for adjournment.
So moved.
All right, so I have a motion from Sue.
Support.
And Nadia, don't forget, keep in touch, call me.
When I have time, I'm back to work full time.
I know. And before I entertain that motion, those of you that didn't, I think I told you in the beginning, I don't know who was there or wasn't, I attended MASB this weekend. And Saturday was the longest. I think it was like 13 hours in the classroom. Yeah, it was a long day. So I understand kids when they say they're getting tired of these computers, but then after a while they become acclimated. But I think I'm going to need a little longer to get acclimated to this computer screen because it's going all over the place. Anyway, so with that, we have a motion from Sue. It's seconded by Nadia to adjourn the meeting. All those in favor signify by stating aye.
Aye.
Okay, did we get a consensus? Because it was actually very, very quiet. So
Aye.
Okay, gotcha. Now that part, I saw everybody moving. So with that, we want to thank everyone. Have a great night, and we'll see you again soon. Cheers.
Good night.
Thank you.